105 FM is your only station.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important. Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
So every time a presidential candidate came and he will go and say, I will make you president, but I want you to buy me time. He did that with President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And President Sirleaf, at the time that there were 15,000 UN soldiers in this country, that she had the opportunity to execute war crime. And she said to him, when you make me president, I will buy you time. And he went from village to village to campaign for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to be president because he wanted time. President Johnson became president and she bought him time for 12 years. People went to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and they said, why aren't you bringing war crime court? He said, look at the country. Nobody is talking about war crime. People are worried about the next daily bread. They worry about their children going to school. They worry about hospitals. So Prince Johnson bought time for 12 years. And when Ellen Johnson left power, President Weah came and his program, Propo, and he went and said, if that is Propo, then I think that's the man I can talk to. I need to buy some time. He went to President Weah and said, I'll make you president. I want to buy time to serve my people. And President Weah said, when you make me president, I will buy you time. He got out into Nima County in Liberia, he campaigned, and President Weah became president. And when the citizens asked President Weah said, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf came here and spent 12 years and did not bring war crime court. I am not bringing war crime court. Senator Johnson enjoyed 6 years building schools and relating to his people. When President Weah time ended, he heard about rescue mission.
And to the people of Liberia, let us remember that our shared history, with all its traumas and trials, bind us together as we honor the memory of Senator Prince Johnson. Let us recommit ourselves to the ideas of peace, reconciliation, and unity that our nation is so desperately needs. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and may God bless the Republic of Liberia. Farewell, farewell, great man, farewell. Uruguay.
Was the Supreme Court of Liberia to pay a tribute on behalf? Was the Supreme Court of Liberia to pay a tribute on behalf of the judicial? Was the Supreme Court of Liberia to pay a tribute on behalf of the judicial? Was the Supreme Court of Liberia to pay a tribute on behalf of the judicial?
When we as politicians mount the pulpit and want to convince the constituents that we are saying the truth, especially when the body cannot speak. Senator Thomas Yaya Nimle, you troubled Senator Johnson. Why did you trouble Senator Johnson? Because you had no right of fixing your signature to the resolution. If you knew that the resolution troubled Senator Johnson, you were not a true friend. You had no right of fixing your signature to the resolution. And don't come here and filibuster because the dead body cannot speak. Thank you.
And let me state this here clearly. That time was the time you signed the resolution for the establishment of War Crime Court. When we heard that you have signed a resolution for the establishment of War Crime Court, Executive Committee member of MTR rushed to your office. They will ask you, Senator, why did you sign this resolution? And you said to us, it's too much. I'm tired of the provocation. I'm tired. You said it to us. You told us my people were slaughtered and goods in the 90s. There were no one to talk. But today, Liberian politicians are only heritage of one back. If they want to kill me, I will die. The Wichita, the mother of the Wichita, we keep talking that to attend your program. We saw you, your body was dropped. We asked you, we said, Senator, why are you reducing the days? And then you told us, you said, my mission on earth is over. My mission on earth is over. You people should be brave. Senator, we are not satisfied. You die for pressure. You die for pressure on War Crime Court. Our Father, we say, may your soul rest in peace. We are here. No struggle never go in vain. We are. They are not too much. Thank you, may God bless all of us.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Another great day again, man. Good afternoon to you wherever you are. Those of you who are on air, those of you on the television, wherever you are as per your time zone, your geography. Thank you so very kindly that you join us for the show Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. We're back again. Oh yes, I said we're back again. We've got the issues to talk about. We've got the issues, man. Just stay right where you are. Tune the volume of your radio. Those of you online, share the show. Let's spread it because we got the news. The people around the world must know what is unfolding. Yeah, in this mystery society, this typical culture called Liberia, under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. My name is Sam Andrews. We are together with the issues. Right. Thank you again. Welcome to the show. Hope that you had a wonderful time as I had with God hovering all of us. God is good. God is faithful. God is truly almighty. He never, never, ever leaves us in spite of our sins, iniquities, transgression. He never stopped his providential care and grace hovering on us. He did throughout the night and the hours leading up to the show. And he's going to take us to the evening hour. So we acknowledged him in everything that we do. We can leave him out because we are Christians. Yeah, we are his disciples. Those of you who have come on, thank you ever so much. I'm saying all of you, I recognize all of you. Thank you ever so much. Alex, William, Emmanuel Bro, Solo Watkosia, Asata Miller, Emmanuel Bro, Roof, Bondo, Bine, Yasa Sharif, Olpa Hammond, Stanley Jobo, CDC, Success, K-Tab for Life, Matilda Stevens, Emmanuel Gizi Answer, and the names are just flowing like running river. Lamin Fofanan. All right, sorry, I can't call everybody as per the protocol. At least I recognize your and mention your name. I didn't say your unlike our president that will not mention anybody's name called George Weah in his salutation. Did you guys follow the inauguration of Donald Trump? And did you see Donald Trump speech, the introduction, the protocol? He recognized every former president and vice president by their position and name. Look at it. He recognized everybody, all the vice presidents and presidents by name. That's what he did in his protocol. He said, thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, thank you very much. Very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thorne, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. Unlike Liberia, where you see childish, you see irresponsible recklessness, and they call themselves politicians, they call themselves, they call themselves educated people, but they are stooping so low. When you stoop so low, not regarding your status, you allow pettiness to set in. It is a childish, no different description, but a childish behavior. You never cut off speech from people, even if you don't like the person. But once the situation demands, you do it. It is a job, not a relationship you are forging. So you call the person's title and position. Former President George Weah, it will take nothing from you. Absolutely nothing. But when you refuse to do that, you've stooped so low. You tell the rest of the people that you are mentally turning small yet big. That is not the issue. It's just the intro. The King's Cash giveaway. Let's tell you how much we've given you today. 4,000 Liberian dollars. We've transitioned. We left 3,000 and gone to 4,000. So we're giving you 4,000 today. Start playing now. The King's Cash giveaway. Play with $100, just 100 Liberian dollars, or 70 cents US. Dial star 799 star 24 hash. That's all you need to do and get yourself 4,000 Liberian dollars. Let's get to the issues we've got on our plate. Next Monday, Mr. President will face the legislature. Mr. President faces the legislature next Monday. The Constitution says the fourth working Monday. Yeah. 4th working Monday. That's what it said. 4th working Monday. So, Mr. President got next week, Monday. This is the 3rd week. Monday, we are in the 4th week. The 4th week of January starts Monday. And Mr. President, as instructed by the Constitution, has the obligation to present to the joint chambers of the legislature progress made since taking power, hurdles, difficulties, failures, challenges, so that those things are transmitted to the people and the senators and representatives elected by the masses for on-war submission and explanation. The last part is not done in Liberia. President goes, delivers the State of the Nation address. The representatives and senators, they receive their copies, they go home with it. They don't go back to their constituencies. It's another challenge, irresponsible, reckless, so-called leadership. The reason the Constitution say the joint sessions, because these are the representatives. They are the representatives of the people. So the president presents to them. They move now to go to their people, discuss it with the people, and a lot more. Everything they do, everything around there. But whenever the president is through, it's over. Nothing else. You people really, we don't have representatives in this country. Yeah, we don't have representatives in this country. Not at all. Anyway, it's next Monday. It's next Monday. It's next Monday. It's next Monday. Mr. President presents the State of the Nation to the country next Monday. Let's stay within there for a little while, then we move to something else. Now, they have started sending out invitations, and it is not going to be rosy for Mr. President. Mr. President is going to have a messy State of the Nation address. Hold on. We'll explain that. Those of you who are partisans and fanatics, you people, this is not for you because you people are sycophants. Sycophant is that person who sees wrong, yet accept and allow other people, or would think other people should accept it as not true at all, but rather how the person wants it, that how you should go. Like you see what happening. Everything wrong in United Party, they say, oh, our government, no problem. We accept it, we like it, we agree. It is for those who are rational. Mr. President is going to have a messy situation. Here's the first one. The Rule of Law Caucus has given a definitive, unequivocal, irrevocable, unbending position. They are not going to be at Mr. President's Sona. And this is an embarrassment. Yeah, it's it. The release, they gave their position today. They said the Rule of Law Caucus has decided to boycott the upcoming State of the Nation address. This decision was not made lightly. It reflects our deep concerns over the ongoing erosion of legislative independence and the increasing interference of the executive branch in the affairs of the legislature. The executive's recognition of Honorable Richard N. Cohn as Speaker, despite the legitimate Speaker still being in office, is a blatant violation of democratic principles and legislative autonomy. This unprecedented action not only strips the legitimate Speaker of his authority and dignity, but also illuminates the legislature as an institution, or humiliates the legislature as an institution. Attending the Sona under such circumstances will amount to tacit approval of this illegitimacy, a position we categorically reject. Our concerns are further heightened by the recent aggression against members of the Rule of Law Caucus by law enforcement officers. In addition, we will resist in the court of law any attempt to fabricate evidence against our colleagues as a means to quell our resistance to the erosion of the rule of law. However, we remain committed to an impartial investigation on this matter and will continue to cooperate with the authorities during these investigations. By boycotting the Sona, we are sending a resolute message. We would not acknowledge the authority of a speaker who has not been legitimately elected. The matter is currently under judicial review, and any recognition of Honorable Richard N. Cohn prior to a final court determination undermines both the rule of law and the democratic process. As lawmakers, our constitutional authority is to uphold the sanctity of the legislature. Participating in an event organized by an executive that flagrantly disregards legislative independence will compromise our integrity and perpetuate this illegality. We call on members of the Senate and other lawmakers who share our concerns to join us in this principled stand. Together, we must reject any action that degrade our institutions, erode the rule of law, and threaten Liberia's democracy. They concluded, the Rule of Law Caucus remains steadfast in its commitment to justice, legislative independence, and democratic governance. This boycott is not an act of defiance, but a firm and principled stand against actions that threaten the very foundation of our democracy. This is the position statement as presented by the Rule of Law Caucus through its chairman, Musa Hassan Bility, that they are not going to attend the Sona. They are not going to. The first thing you ought to look at, they are 28. They are 28 in number, 28 fixed, firm, unshakable. 28. It is very likely that they might have their colleagues from on the other side joining them. We look forward to see what Representative Mema Briggs Menza will say. She has taken a neutral stand, not for, not against. Not in favor of the majority bloc, not in favor of Fonati Kofa. That neutral stand we want to see. If her neutral stance is truly by standard of neutrality, then she need not be at the Sona. So we will need her to add to that 28 to make it 29. Mr. President cannot address. Now you will argue on numbers that they are the majority. Mr. President can address them. Right. Yes, he can go ahead to address them. There won't be anything because we are in a state now that whatever the president wants, fine. So he can go and address them on majority number, but the content as released by these guys are embarrassing. Who does not know? Who is not aware? Who in their rational self will be comfortable to go to sit and look at a half legislature or a kangaroo legislature or a tele-guided legislature? Who? It is an embarrassment. Mr. President Ken, he will not be addressing the joint session of the legislature. He will be addressing portion of the Tatos House of Representatives or the House of Representatives that is in Tatos, and he will be addressing portion of the Senate. Why did I say portion? The guys are uncomfortable. Some of the guys are uncomfortable from what they saw at Senator Johnson's funeral. Watch it. I'm telling you, before we get to Monday, you will see and you will say, yes, Sam Andrew said it. Some of the guys are uncomfortable already. They made their position clear ahead of time. What did they say? They said that the Senate has become extension of the legislature, meaning the Senate is on Joe Walker's lap as placed there by Yomli Kanga Lawrence, who has now turned into an opulence pro tem. We'll get to her. They're buying cars all over the place. They're buying cars all over the place. They want to get everything. Look at Prince Johnson. What did you see of Prince Johnson? And he was like there. The handful, where they put him in the ground, did he carry all of those cars, all those houses? You're buying all those things. We'll get to that. Let's finish with this. Continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. We're giving you 4,000 today. Just dial star 799 star 24 hash. Play with $100 Liberty or 70 cents US, and then you get your 4,000. So the Rule of Law Caucus made it clear that they're not going to participate. And they stated their reasons, which you have listened to. And all of those reasons are cogent. All of those reasons are germane. All of those reasons are substantial. All of those reasons worth staying away and even encouraging other lawmakers to stay away. It's an embarrassment. Even if one person is away, it's an embarrassment. Let's talk about 28 persons. Now you see the guys, now you see how the guys play on the so-called majority. We're going back to session. So Richard Kuhn and the other people felt that, oh yeah, the people returning now, well, we won. And they said they didn't want to come to us. Now the people using common sense. You see now, they went back to session today. Richard Kuhn was never ever recognized as speaker. Every member of the minority bloc that stood to talk, they never recognized him. They only saw him as representative. Now that is a disgrace, man. Yeah, man, you can be in the midst of your colleagues and you say you're this person and nobody can recognize you. What are legitimacy to who you are, the law and the democratic tenet, which everybody follows? But none of your colleagues can recognize you except the guys from the majority bloc. You have two group of people, two groups. One recognizing you, the other one not recognizing you, and you're in the same hall. You know what that means? It's a disgrace. It means that somebody forced you there, or you force yourself there, or you claim to be educated, and you don't know that they're making fun of you. They have turned you into a caricature. You're on stage dramatizing. The guy said they're not going. It's next week. So that's it there. They're not going at all. And they are right. They are right. These reasons are cogent. By boycotting the Sona, we are sending a resolute message. Definitely. We would not acknowledge the authority of a speaker who has not been legitimately elected. True. The matter is currently under judicial review, and any recognition of Richard Kuhn prior to the final court determination undermines the rule of law and the democratic process. As much as all of these are cogent, we don't have institution in this country. So that quoting you're leaving. So that either, yeah, the rule of law caucus of the House of Representatives, they made their position clear that they will be boycotting. That means they will not go there. They are not going to attend the Sona. They will stay away. And Mr. President will go and deliver his Sona to the majority bloc. It will not be the full legislature. Nobody, if you are an educated person, if you went to school, except you are an available used partisan or fanatic, except you allow yourself or you position yourself or you present yourself as surrogate. But if you are a rational person, a literate person, you will never ever support that thing. The man going to address few people, not the full house. The Constitution say the joint session of the legislature. It did not say a segment. It did not say a segment. It said the joint session. That means the 73 members constituting the House of Representatives and the 30 members constituting the Senate must be seated. Must be seated. It did not say the majority bloc. So you see the disgrace Mr. President created for himself, the embarrassment. He created all of this. He didn't see this coming. He was excited to get Fonatikova out. Now you see it. Time crept on him, and he cannot undo time now. It's an embarrassment. So that is the position of the Legislative Caucus. Let's move to the second pointer on the show as you start playing the Ken Sketch giveaway. Start playing is 4,000 today. We're giving 4,000 Liberian dollars out from $100 or $1.50. And you get it by playing dialing star 799 star 24 hash, and you have your 4,000 Liberian dollars. Let's move to the next pointer. So the inauguration of the 47th president of the United States of America, that is referred to as the world's greatest democracy, took place. Donald Trump took the helm of power. He received several congratulatory messages. Amongst them, the most famous man in Liberia, former president and war icon, George Weah, congratulated Donald Trump on his inauguration as the 47th president of the United States. Weah will, in his message, talk about Trump's remarkable comeback as the leader of the free world. That demonstrates the power of resilience and hard work, as well as the American people's embrace of his agenda for their country. The former president had a lot to say favorably of Donald Trump. That's good. He went further to talk about how he was inspired by the message of hope of the new U.S. president and the priority he places on world peace, noting that it is his expectation that America's global leadership under Trump will make the world a better place. What other thing former Liberian president and world icon George Weah said in his congratulatory message that the shared history between the two countries, Liberia and the United States, continued contribution to growth and development in Liberia has positively impacted Liberia and the region. Former President Weah is among world leaders to congratulate Donald Trump. All right. So, did our president go to the United States with his speaker, Richard Coon? Why they were in the United States? Why we have to know why America did not invite our president to go there, our speaker. Why there wasn't any publicity about the speaker being invited? And Ghana on your all over the place, your flooded social media everywhere. They invited Richard Coon. The Ghanaian parliament invited Richard Coon. So why they want to invite Richard Coon now? And Richard Coon is the speaker of the House of Representatives. If I were that man, I would just look in Boycott's face and say, look, Mr. President, let this thing stay, man. Let's do it over. Let's do it right. Yeah. So the former president, George Weah, will send his congratulatory message. That's great. That is welcoming. Let's get to the next pointer and then we move to the line. If you aren't playing, well, we're not going to give you 4,000. If you are playing, we'll give you 4,000. I told you, just play with $100 or 70 cents and dial star 799 star 24 hatch and get your 4K. So the government, it is becoming clear that the government truly don't have anything evidence. They don't want to accept their negligence. They are looking for scapegoats, people to use as covered up, as sacrificial lambs, so that it will give the impression that truly December 18 Capitol building fire was Arson. They've charged yesterday Thomas Enrich, and they opted the bond to the extent that it is impossible for anybody to move in with any surety. They came out in no time with a definitive figure to rent for the renovation. They say 1.8. So they carry the amount that nobody will be in the position to take responsibility of that, to have him released while the trial is pending. So they carry to 8.6 million. 8.6 million. But the scheme is not working accordingly. No, they are contradicting themselves along the way. Not only that, they have come up with another. Yesterday, you listened to AB speak to Andrew. We're just forgetting the last name. Just like Thomas, Andrew will talk the same of how they were being tortured at NSA. And Andrew, in that interview with AB last night, he said that everything was an age the speaker, that the government target the speaker. Enrich said the same thing. And these people spoke at different times. You can see the correlation in their statement. One person did not contradict the other. The same thing that Andre explained of the different levels of tortures he went through, Andrew explained the same thing to AB on Face the Issues last night. Now, in that interview, Andrew said, he said that this whole thing is about the speaker. And then he threw out a rhetorical question. AB gave him ample time to explain, because professionally, that's what professional journalists do. Given the precarious nature of such, you avoid too many interjections. You give the person little time to explain, except the need be. When you understand something or you want to get something clear, then the person comes in. I enjoyed that interview last night. So he threw out a rhetorical question. He said, AB, look at, since this thing started, all the people they have arrested, where are they from? They are from the speaker's office. All the people. Have they picked up anybody outside the speaker's office? And if you look at that, you reach the conclusion without any ounce of doubt that truly this whole thing is targeted at the speaker. And there is a reason, the sole reason in their thinking to get this man off this whole Sona situation. And beyond that, we'll look at it. And AB explained that whole scheme to you people, so I need not go to that. But you can see all of the signs are clear. All of the signs. So the two guys said that they were tortured to make a statement to lie on the speaker, Representative Dixon Sibo, Representative Abu Kamara, CDC party chairman Janga Kowo, and who else? To lie on them. That means they should say that these people know about the burning, that they planned it and they executed it with their assistance. Just as the walking and you had the financiers, and then the executors are the ones who held the guns. So the influence or they torture them, according to these two guys, that they should call the speaker name, call Dixon Sibo, call Abu Kamara, call Janga Kowo, call the other people. Yes. So then they would take that statement and carry and said, yes, here is it. They may confess. Now, if you look at one of the newspapers today, the newspaper and another newspaper, they carry it in the paper that say one of the suspects confessed to leaking kofa. Yes. Yes. They said one of the suspect confessed kofa. Please hold on. Let me get that paper and get it right. Hold on. This break.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I got the paper. It is the newspaper and another one. Now, why am I'm not saying anything or trying to damage the paper. I am only going professional. If you read the story, nothing, no direct quotation from the person. If you read the other paper story, no direct quotation. But they say that Arson attack was planned, suspect links in battle speaker. But if you get in there, you will see nothing like that. What you see is history, history, history. Now, what we do know in this profession, listen, there are people who allow themselves to be used. There are people who need money. There are people who want their business to run. So they take advantage. They will try not to be independent or critical. The fourth thing that we have known in this political stuff, they will call a certain people and say, oh, look, this man confess, we need you to run with this story. This is one. I know this profession will be in it. We know how things go. They can call and say, my man, we put certain amount, yes, something here just for your cold water. We need you to run with it. It is very likely. I'm not saying that what the paper did. I am saying if you look at the three papers that ran with this, they have the same headline and they're not quoting the suspect directly. They're not, no confession in it. So here is it. The guys are doing everything. And thank God, most of the paper, majority of the people did not carry. There were only two papers carry. You know why the rest of the papers did not carry? Because they did not hear anything from this man as confessing. The man did not say anything confession. He wasn't interviewed by anybody, nothing. Everything that came out, NSA people, the other people, then police, the police director, how we convinced that the man confessed. But hold on to that. Ask yourself, can Kofa do that to willfully, intentionally, mercenarily burn that Capitol building? Who can believe that crap? Why would Kofa want to burn the Capitol building? Has he done that before? Is anything like that? Has anyone or anybody knows anything of Kofa like that before? Because some of these things, when you're doing investigations, that's what they can look at. Even the U.S. Embassy, sometimes you're going for visa, given the nature of the trip, they can do background investigation. They can ask some of these questions. The very police people, when you go, they're doing a background when they're investigating you. You did this. You're being involved with this before. All those things, and they check it to arrive at a conclusion. Has Kofa ever had or demonstrated such behavior before? Why would Kofa want to burn the very legislature, his office? Why would he want to burn down the Capitol building? To prove what to whom? Why would he want to burn his own country? Listen, this thing is set up for covering up negligence. What we saw running all over the place again, they say they found gallon. So the gallon was what they used to carry the gas. Very interesting country. Everything just contradiction. Everything upside down. That's the evidence Gregory Coleman talked about. That's the evidence that everything upside down. Then the justice minister. And you hear every last night. The man said that thing last week. The man prejudged the man indicted the lawmakers already. So when you hear as we are hearing, I believe that there is nothing true about it, and there is nothing lie about it. I know our country. Don't overlook rumors, but don't equally believe it. And don't equally deny it. I heard that rumor before I came on the air, running all over the place. Even the people in the newsroom, they were discussing it from one end to another, and I bumped in. What is that? They say, oh, we're reading this thing. Oh, they say arrest warrant out for Kofa, Abu Kamara, and the rest of the people. Just say, come on here, leave that thing, man. That is a crap. The government not going to arrest those people. But it doesn't say that you can hold that onto yourself. Why you need to hold that onto yourself? Because the justice minister statement, he said it 2 times. If be you lawmaker, we'll go and arrest you. And the emphasis of his statement was on lawmakers. He said it 3 times. Go back, listen to his tip. What that tells you, he already indicted the lawmaker. They just tried to tie the whole thing around Fonati Kofa. What? You think about it, you're the friends who are Fonati Kofa. Even a justice minister, that justice minister, let's assume for discussion's sake, somebody say the justice minister did this, and it reaches the justice minister, and people believe it. You think that justice minister will feel comfortable? He will never, because that is not his character. He hasn't done that before. You think Fonati Kofa, in his normal self, will look at a Capitol building and decide to burn it down for what? To gain what? The justice minister also to it. You think consciously that man knows that Fonati can do it? He knows that Fonati can do it, and that Fonati act. Those people being friends for long. Ask the justice minister whether he have had or he has any undesirable character of Fonati Kofa. That Fonati Kofa did this. Fonati Kofa engaged in it. Fonati Kofa orchestrated this one. Justice minister also to it. You're asking. Fonati Kofa is his colleague. Those people came out together. They had good times along the way. They may not have gone to the same law school together, but they practiced law together. They interacted many times. They exchanged cases. They did a lot more in the legal profession. All of those years. Has he heard anything of such damaging character of Fonati Kofa? You think the justice minister believed that Fonati Kofa burned that place? You don't know that he knows that Fonati Kofa can do it because there's not Fonati Kofa character. But because Mr. President is the political leader, and Mr. President made a political statement definitively on the ground, which was already an indictment, so they have to please Mr. President. So they're doing everything. You think Desin Sibo? Why Desin Sibo on boy Capitol building down for? For what? Why Francis Afoko on boy Capitol building number? Why Abu Kamara? And Desin, look at all of the people, all of the names that are out are CDC supporters. At CDC, all the names are out. And what Andrew said yesterday is true. That this whole thing centers around Fonati Kofa. Nobody is going out. You have not had any strange person, any new name. All of the names are names in Fonati Kofa office. Who can take this investigation serious? Nobody out of this country. Even the people who learning law enforcement investigation, they can take that thing serious. Because you see the errors, you see the elementary stuff in it. You can see anything cogent that you will hold on and say, yes, this thing, it has some semblance of truth in it. Nothing like that. Everything, the people just contradicting themselves, making statements that this justice minister saying one thing, the police director saying another thing, the fire service man saying another thing. Their statements are not corroborative. The statements are not correlating. The police director say, then the justice minister can he say, The police director said they stay investigating. They have not reached conclusion yet, but they have sufficient evidence. But then you move into torture people. To torture means you already have nothing and you want to squeeze out something from a person so that you will use it as a cover-up. This is wrong for the country, man. This is wrong. Why? Why for Natikova? Why for Natikova legislature? All those years for Natikova, say what? The thing said, another main character, you go or your kada. You change that play, man. You're changing. You go to something else. You go to something else. This break, then we open the line.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Yes, that's who he is. So let's get to you. Play the King's Cash giveaway, playing with just that's 100 Liberian dollars or 70 cents US. Dial star 799 star 24 hatch and then get your 4,000. So the caucus, the rule of law legislative caucus of the House of Representatives, the divided House of Representatives, have made their position clear that they will not go to Joe Boycott, Sona. They're not going there. They stated their reasons. And the entire investigation of the fire around Fonati Kofa. So the target is Fonati Kofa. And it was being said from the onset. Let's see how it's going now. All right, let's go. But firstly, let me see those of you who left your comment. Emmanuel Brosse, out of all sincerity, the sole purpose of arresting some staffers of Speaker Kofa was to incriminate the legitimate Speaker, Councillor Fonati Kofa, to have him arrested and jailed. And Tobasi said America's #1 ally in Africa is Liberia, but why the American government and Trump did not invite Joe Boycott and Richard Coon to the inauguration? And Nelson Tower Jr. said, how can Kofa burn down the Capitol building and use his office staff? How true is that? And Nimbason said, that Austin investigating and arresting those who burned the Capitol. It's not complete. It's not complete. So you have to write that again. That's Meshach Contour said Joe Walker is a disaster and a failure. Who else? Okay. So let's go to you now to have your say. 0772 23 99 33. The WhatsApp line for those of you out of Liberia is +231, or you already know the code from that side, 886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 98 0375. The number to have your say. Those of you are out, and the WhatsApp line is 886. You know the code from where you are is 886 30 44 97. And the women's line 777. That's 0777 98 0375. Let's turn to you now to have your say, and then we move to the next segment of the show, and we are out on Real Talk on Kings 88.5 on this 21st day of January 2025. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tim Andrew.
Let's hear you quick. Time is fast spent. The other people are on. Let's hear you quick. Let's hear you. Go.
You know, Tim, I will not speak to the issue when it comes to the investigation, because that investigation is all about to please Judge Imam Bouaga.
Okay.
But one thing I got to say, Tim Andrew, today is about start day for the Republic of Liberia. Tim Andrew, let me say bye-bye to you, because I'm leaving you right now. I'm traveling.
Where are you going?
Tim, I'm leaving Liberia. I'm traveling because of security reasons. I will not tell you where I'm going, but I'm leaving Liberia.
What? Sabu Rasta, wait now. I'm a man. What you're rushing at that for the choir director, directing the choir? What is the reason why you're leaving Liberia?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's why I love you, because you're an investigative journalist. That's why I love living the same. And one of the reasons I'm leaving Liberia is I cannot be in a country that is heavily divided. A country that has to the head lawmaker that decide to boycott the Sona. Can you imagine, say, what kind of country you will get 73 lawmakers, out of 73 lawmakers, they get to the 8 decide to boycott the Sona.
And where are you going? Which country are you headed to?
Because of together with you, I'm not disclose where I'm going, but I'm telling you that Baba, I am leaving Liberia.
Listen, my man. Is it African country or European country or America?
Yeah, because of together with you, I will not tell you where I'm going, but I'm leaving Liberia.
My man, and I see what you talking here, man. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Andrew.
You can call. You can say where you going. You can call it specifically, but you can call the country. Yeah, hello, let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, this is the voice of Peter Sign, actually from Sona District 4. Mr. Andrew, the lower house is divided into two. There is the house of Representative headed by Fanadi Kofa, and there is the house of Joseph Bouaga headed by Nangutuku. So the Joseph Bouaga house representative speaker is Nangutuku, but the house of Representative, the speaker we know for that house is Fanadi Kofa. So we are seeing everything they are doing, manipulating, trying to have in that man so as to tear him off. But we know, we hear our interest, you know. Sure, he said, look, the people say, hey, your boss may see that in the government. He said, the first thing they told him when he go in the room where they were about to torture him, your boss may say in the first government, they will see who will see to say in the challenge government. So the Liberian people already know what they're doing, and from the beginning, they never did any investigation. He came out and told the Liberian people that he was hooligan.
Okay,
So in
thank
mind
you.
and the Wuluka in chasing, so we know it's premeditated. So we have to do that. What I'm doing, what you're doing there. Only here, majority and block giving it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day. That was an interesting one. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Beatrice. We are the former president, President.
Let's hear you.
Yes. Sir, I say thank you for the show this afternoon. When you are talking, I hear you talking about the post. They will not go to the studio. What do you expect for the post to do? Baka only behind the post. They must go, please, Baka. So do what with Baka? They must go to the Baka chase it and take over here and there. He chases and take over here and there. So they must go. They can't please the phone. Will not even go there. Me and support our idea. Say they will not go there. Because the men very wicked. See what happened in Iba. See what happened in Iba. You know, I want to tell you that kind of bullshit. We never see enjoy my editor. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling to have a nice day. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Sona.
Yes.
I will have from a people to boycott the Sona. You know, they will use that opportunity to get after from the cover.
You going off, Chief. You're going off. Your line went off. 0772-2399-33 0886. Those of you out of Liberia, 886-3044-97. The women's line 0777-980375. These are the numbers to have your say. Okay. Yeah, easy. You're brave for that. Yeah, you can see the grush, you can see the hit, you can see 1990 signs. Oh, you can see it. Patronage politics is bad, oh. Anything and everything the president wants, the rest of the people will do it. That imperial power the presidency has in this country, we need to reduce it. The president has too much imperial power. Too much. Let's break. Let's go. Let's take a breather.
They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so honestly, Christ in your grace. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so honestly, Christ in your joy. 7 not taking pay. They step in your house every day. We not talk every day, but say they won't go killing us every day. Now who come and save us now? Now who come and save us now? Corruption killing us every day, making everybody faces to front. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so honestly, Christ in your grace. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so honestly, Christ in your joy. Plenty people name for 40, one man taking 45K. No system, no rules in place, so corruption in our face. Hunger killing us, the hunger killing us, the hunger killing us, oh, hunger killing us. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so honestly, Christ in your grace. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so honestly, Christ in your joy. 7 not taking pay. They step in your house every day. We not talk every day, but say they won't go killing us every day. Now who come and save us now? Now who come and save us now? Corruption killing us every day, making everybody faces to front. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so honestly, Christ in your grace. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so But the same price ain't no job. Plenty people name for 40, one man taking 45K. No system, no rules in place, so corruption in our face. Hunger killing us, the hunger killing us, the hunger killing us, oh, hunger killing us.
Thank you. Hunger killing us. Oh, yes. The hardship is all over the place. It's not easy. Why the politicians? There's this political theory that said the majority elect the few and the few betrayed the majority. That's what is happening in Liberia. Okay. Well, let's go now to the second and final lap of it. Let's go to the second and final lap of the show. As you continue to play, or as you play the King's Catch giveaway, we are giving 4,000 out today. And then, yes, 4,000. Play with 100 Liberian dollar, just 100 Liberian dollars, and then you put in also $1, that's 70 cents US, and then you dial star 799 and star 24 hash. That's all you need to do, and you have your 4K going into your account, even though you can't live opulence life because you aren't there yet, but you want to live that kind of life. Until then, the politicians are living it for you. They are provoking you. Let's go to the Senate, the Liberian Senate. Listen, it's good to have property. Property is good. God in heaven himself said it. There is nothing wrong with people having property or properties. Anything, everything for that matter. But what many people don't know, those things are transitory. Just as the human being is transitory. You have seen dead bodies in casket. Then you saw Prince Johnson on Saturday. And you will see many more dead bodies. You have seen billionaire wrapped up in cloth, left behind billions of dollars. Seas of properties. Not a single. What they put on the person is what they call clothes. It's what the person carried. But the life is to impact others. Because greed for property to look extravagant and opulent, well, when they blindfold you, just like the guy in Luke, the man was so greedy for property, power, money, so much so that he decided to put everything into his house, that nobody should have access to anything. He should not share anything with anybody. And God got vexed with him, and God said, because of your greedy act, because of your greediness, this night you will die. And all these will be left behind. I am saying this not to wish anybody evil, but just to give us a real picture of the naughtiness of life. Government officials using the country money want to look like royal king, royal prince and princesses. Yesterday they were condemning Judge Weah officials when they too were in opulence and extravagant lives, watching cars with beer, it provoked, it intimidated Unity Party in opposition then. They went on to, besides the Eugene Nangwe Luster ditch, they talk about buying 75,000 car. They brought that one again. And Percy Yeke, they say a lot more. These guys were extravagant. They were using the country money. They will talk about the speaker, Buffer Chambers convoy, the cars in the convoy. They will put a rough estimate to it. They will even go beyond to get documents from the Senate and the House of Representatives. They had Heron Costa, who on his show, every week, he will call the list. He will read out the list of the number of cars in Buffer Chambers convoy, the amount for each of those convoy, the amount for generator, for gas, all of those things. Every week, Costa had a Unity Party in opposition and were excited. Before I go further, let me tell you, listen, politicians never like you. Politicians will only use you with few dollars as surrogates to accomplish their aims, and after that, they drop you. What do you see with some of our media colleagues? They've nothing. People finish with them. Politicians finish with them. They have no time. They executed the play. All of those politicians today who were in opposition, giving 350, 150, 500 to dig on a CDC officials, these same Unity Party people, they in power today. What happened? They have no time for them. The same thing now, they are doing it. Here reports of Yombli Kanga Lawrence, who is the pro tem of the Liberian Senate, the recent purchase of 54,000 new, if we can say new brand, very new vehicle, besides what she has in her comfort. I've come to realize Liberian politicians, one of the things they love the most, they really cherish, car. They just love car, Liberian politicians. So they spend more money on car than any other thing. They want to be seen as riding the best model, the newest model. The senator, according to what came out, the senator got a new vehicle. She added a new vehicle to her already long convoy. Long convoy. That your money they put using. But when they were in opposition, they said George Weah was misusing the country money. George Weah and officials they were buying 75,000 cars, 100,000 cars. That's what they were saying. They have all of these people. These people I know for a fact because we heard them argue. We went to press conferences. Some of the things they said against Weah, they said it clearly. Most of these people that in this government. That is why every day when I see these things, I'm excited and energized to say it, to speak it out, and to remind them, whether they like it or not. And the shame has gripped them to the extent that their own people exposing them. Their own people. Oh, they say Eugene Fagon says start on water spoon, paying people. We get to that. It's not easy. Rescue Chakline. It's not easy. It's not easy. A rough. So the woman will purchase a new, very new, very new for the cover. This is the car. This is it. See it. This is the vehicle. The latest. Yeah. LRB politicians. You see it? It's a new vehicle. because of the comfort. Not so much of that, the few that they have the money. Didn't I tell you that this government, just as John Molu told Ellen government, that Ellen government be 10 times corrupt. This government is showing signs of 15 times corrupt. President Joseph Boycott, who is the president of this country, don't have any control. Boycott cannot control. Boycott has nothing absolutely to clamp down on corruption. Everywhere of this government, widespread corruption. People using the country money at will. The same opulence life, they brought that expression. These people who are in opposition, who are in government today, the ruling establishment, we never knew of the word opulence. They brought that. And when they use it, what happened? Something happened, and Ellen said something like that. Then she gave a counter. It became one of the words that spread all over, just as when the late Sawyer used the word concomitant. And what opulence is, here is the meaning of the word opulence. Opulence is spelled O-P-U. O-P-U-L-E-N-C-E. Here is the meaning of the word. It simply means great wealth or luxuriousness. Wanting to have everything, a desire. Put all of those things in one word, greedy desire. You want to have everything. If your friend have this one, you want to have it too, or you should have more than what your friend have. So if the man, who I should use, if Senator Dillon, let me use Hoperi. If Senator Dillon is using a vehicle that is around 65,000 and she sees that vehicle, she likes it, she tells Dillon where you got it from, how you, but say, oh, so and so place, and then the next thing, they run through the budget, pop, she got it 75,000 on, she's excited. And that the same thing they were complaining against CDC people? So yeah. A country that is poverty-stricken, they said that poverty was rife on Weah. Weah government officials and Weah himself were exploiting the resources of the country. The few dollars that were in the country, Weah was taking it onto himself. Weah built condominiums. Weah officials are building houses. They were buying luxurious cars all over the place. It's the same thing they are doing. Go around, see the houses these government officials are building. They've started to build because some of them did not build when they were in opposition because they did not. So with the positions they have now, and they can control the budget, so they have started building. They have started building. When they push us to the wall, we'll show somebody's house. And that person will not deny it because we went there. The people said it. You know, when you're building hall, no matter what, you will go on the scene. And when you the owner, you will know. You know, Liberian men can boast. I don't want it this way. Why you're doing this? Why you put it on? In fact, who did this? You will know the boss man from the other people there. You will know. They're all over the place. Some of them in hotel. And they have ministerial position. They have deputy ministerial position. We went for a meeting at Boulevard Palace in the evening, not Boulevard Palace, but Belakasa, the former white Lebanese commerce minister place. And in the evening, when the meeting ended, we're walking out, and this government official came in slipper, short trousers. So we're standing looking. And then he walked. So I just said openly, say many can come here to amuse themselves. And the other guy, the security man that's standing there, and I think he's a waiter or so, or somebody. They may say, no, I'm stopping here. I'm living here. Living store, I tell you, everybody, the media people start discussing. Oh, the discussion open right there and say, you see how the government run it. So the minute they can just count all the big money they'll be making in America, they ain't getting one thing in the ground. They're residing in hotel. And you see no reason why. Corruption or order, because that man feels that anytime he can be dismissed or he can be transferred or something might happen. So he wouldn't want to be the loser. So he would try the best if he's there for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to put something in the ground as quickly as he can. And to do that, he must manipulate the system. They pro-tem. What's the name of the car? Say Hyundai. Yeah, Hyundai Strasher is 2025. Yeah. Her convoy already has a fleet of expensive cars, of expensive cars that were bought with the country money. The convoy. See the woman convoy. This new vehicle is 2025 model. Now, this vehicle is sold for 54,000 plus. So you can put it at 54,314. 54,000. She already has fleet of vehicles in her convoy. Tell me now, her office, the County Development Fund, Grand Bassa, 100. They'll just give you a brief breakdown, then we'll move to something else. 186,000. Pro-tem salary. Substantial. Foreign travel and allowances, 31,697. The same thing they did to Weah government will do it to you. Will give your each lawmaker from the pro-tem, the other people then coming down, they will get the information. So we expose it to the same way you have Costa explaining everything, the people financial record. You are explaining everything. The other person has this, the person offers this, the other person. Then you see Unity Party in opposition, then they will call that person and get 150. Yeah. Or they will say, my man, how can we get so and so? Yeah, $100. Please bring out, get all that document, photocopy it quick. We'll do the same thing to you. So yeah, the woman, foreign travel and allowances, 31,697. Fuel for her cars, to put fuel in the cars or gas, 59,984. Fuel for her house generator, to fuel the generator to her house, 22,474, 76,000. You sit down, I'll be exploiting you. And you say, your mumu. A constituency visit to just move around, to just walk around. 40,000. 40,000. The woman can use all the money. You sit down. The rescue you. Entertainment. Yeah, when people go just to say buy surgery or you sit down with them, they bring food, all the things, they call it entertainment. But listen, the woman stay, each of these people, they already have those things. So all of these things, they just there are free money. Free money. Well, at 9,550 United States dollars. Then stationery to buy paper and other things there. $14,799. That small one, yeah. But any people justify why they should get their 45,000 to get a car. And they say in the budget, it's called a budget item. All kinds of jargons they were using. It's budget item. Is there? You sit down now. Your turn now. When people are telling you, you say, oh, we have messed this country up. Their own people now ashamed because they see the widespread corruption all over the place. So between you and Weah messed the country up by logical reasoning. I accept it that way for discussion's sake. Weah messed the country up. Okay, you rescue the country. So what rescue? A rescue means you change everything. Nothing in the past will be seen in the present. That's what rescue is. Rescue is like renovation. The word rescue is like the word, or it is the same as the word renovation. When you are renovating a house, you have rescued a house. What do you see? You take out all of the old stuff and put in new stuff. So if you rescue the country, it means you're renovating. You take out all the old ones and you have everything in the house new. But if you leave the same thing there and you're doing the same thing and keeping everything the same way, then it's not a rescue. Then you are only envious, hoping for some kind of opportunity that you will have to come in. Everything the same. Everything, look all over the place. What has changed? It is even worse than you think it was in the past. Unprecedented. Look at what is happening. The only president, the first president from 1822 to 1847, from 1847 to 2024, 2025, the only president in Boycott to disregard, to break the law, to have no remorse whatsoever. Even though it is a pillar within their arrest agenda, the rule of law, but it's just theory. It sounds good on paper, but it's disregarded practically. All of the 10-year positions, his predecessor, Weah came and met everything there and left it as it is. He comes with grudge. Where you have seen in the word that a person is indicted, investigated, found guilty, and sentenced, the president comes, takes over a few weeks into his reign, free the person. Blatant disregard. What Boycott did with Gloria Scott, listen, that thing will never ever leave the psyche of this country. People will use it back and set a bad precedent. He simply said everything that the past government, they are trash. In fact, don't recognize those people. Gloria Scott can't also. In fact, we are putting you to this position. How is that a rescue? The country wasn't rescued. But again, you can blame the people. That's what happened to you when you are complacent in life, when you relax. That's what happened to you when you refuse to read the signs on the wall. If CDC was sensitive enough, they would still be in power. If they had read the signs on the wall, they would still be. But they were relaxed. So you see, they're using the country money all over, whichever way. No accountability. Nobody showing any ounce of giving account. Mr. President travels at will. Nobody knows. And you think nothing wrong with it. You don't know that Mr. President office has to give a breakdown, have to get a full expenditure of his travels here and there. It's part of the good governance. It's part of accountability. It's part of the open budget initiative. It's part of all of those things. But have you seen anything from Mr. President? Have you seen any one of his people completing? There isn't a full completion before the LHCC of access declaration. LHCC is muted. They can say anything beyond that again. But you see, everything just upside down. How is it a rescue now? Think about it. Give it a careful thought. They're using your money all over the place. Nothing extra is happening for you. They're only giving you rhetoric. And you are being stuffed with the rhetoric, and because you don't have a second thought. That will take us to it will take us to FBS will never be the same. The man turned on Stanton Waterspoon. What did he say about Stanton Waterspoon? He said that Eugene Fagon, who is the Director General of LBS, he said that he has received and still receiving intelligence that Stanton Waterspoon on Spoon Network, the CEO of Spoon Network, that Stanton Waterspoon is paying some members of LBS to purposely sabotage his operation there and shut down the station. The one Eugene Fagon said, the Stanton Waterspoon paying people secretly at LBS. And the intent is to sabotage his reign there and shut down the station. Stanton Waterspoon can shut down radio station. But anyway, that your man, another man you were on the show with, you used to be cursing George Weah. You said George Weah was killing people in Liberia. Nobody should come to Liberia. You, Eugene Fagon, and what you say on Spoon Talk whenever you are on the show, you are encouraging people not to come to Liberia. You say if you all went to Liberia, George Weah will cut your hair off. We are cutting people hair off. And why you made the people to believe, and part of the international community buy into it too. All right. So cry your own cry. That your man. I see 6 and 9. Let's go to Yahya Nimne. He had a news conference and he highlighted some things about this country, about this government, about the War Crimes Court. Let's get to Yahya Nimne. Then we open the line for a few minutes and then we are out.
35 years ago. 35 years ago. So if you want to prosecute Prince Joseph, do you have to be Prince Joseph in order to prosecute Prince Joseph? You don't have to be. The man came to you. All of you sitting down here. The issue here is morality. Morality. This country is 177 years old. We cannot step in this country here and have an older man being a leader and deceiving his brother.
Right? The president
I'm coming. I don't know who you are. What are you? The party member? I will go to you right now.
No, I'm a journalist. I'm not for any political party.
But here's the case. Somebody comes to you and they said, I want to make you a leader, but I want you I want to buy something from you. And you give him the price. The price is, you make me president, I will give you what you want. And you agreed. When I make you president, you will forgive me and not persecute me. You say, yes, I agree. The person, as old as he was, he got into the street of Nima County, one of the largest counties in the country, from village to village, town to town, you made president. You became president. Your very first month where they're supposed to legalize you as president of the republic, you turn around and say, I will prosecute you. He said, wow. Pick up the phone, he called you. You refused to pick up the phone until today. The best thing you could have done was to say, pick up the phone. Yes or no? He said, I want to see you. What happened? He said, come to my office. Sit with him as the leader of this country. Sit with him and say, what's the president? You promised me. I made you president already. The other leaders already delivered. Is there no reason why you feel, if you knew you were not going to do, why did you accept my program? But you did not. You said, okay, and he delivered. And you refused to meet with him. Meet with him face to face. Like brother said, bye. Meet with him and say, I am not giving it to you. I changed my mind.
So some people are accusing you of equally betraying him because you signed the document after saying that you have his back.
We are 28 will sign. Does my signature make a difference?
Did you let him know that you were signing?
Why should I? He and I are supposed to be convicted. I am on the list to be convicted. He is on the list to be convicted. I signed for myself.
And do you regret that, Senator?
To do what?
Sign on the list.
No, I don't regret. The country said they want to persecute me. I said, okay. But I told them 106,000 people. I hope you go through that list and persecute everybody. I hope you do that.
Senator, are you willing to call
I'm
names?
waiting for it. I'm waiting for it because the president himself is accused of organizing local defense force.
Are you willing to
so
call
when
names?
that time he was kept that war, what
Are you willing to call names during your trial?
I'm not interested.
Take it so. Thank you very much.
I'll be ready to vote. I'll be ready to vote.
Except from the press conference given by the Senator Thomas Yaya Nimlin. So the senator said the president was accused. There's record that he supported local defense force, and when the time comes, he will have to step down. I'm quoting him directly. He said the president was accused of supporting local defense force, and when the time comes, he will have to step down as president to answer. Okay. We are headed. We could not say. You say your rescue. Your rescue is touching your byway. 50% of the population going to 60-75% already fed up with this government, tired. If election were held today in Liberia, you hear Unity Party out, back into opposition. And that is going to happen. You know why it will happen? Because they are setting the stage for that to happen. Oh, come on. People fed up. Look how the president was treated at a funeral. Just imagine funeral that you should be respected. You are disrespected. They chanted the name of your counterpart. Nobody recognized you. You were at the funeral as a mere person who was invited by another person. Your vice president tried to give you popularity. That's what the vice president was doing. He was trying to give you popularity, or he attempted giving you popularity by saying, Mr. President, we thank you for being here. How do you not come? Mr. President, we thank you for your support, Mr. President. But he was not the attraction of the day. And we can go on with the list. You see all of these things happening. Hear the cries of the people all over the place. How hurt and desperate they are for change. And don't live with that illusion that 6 years stay far. We're gone into 2 years already. Next year, the National Elections Commission will start preparation for 2029. And then this government knows that very well. That is why they're trying some way, somehow. But it's not working. They want to get rid of the Weah Brown Lasana. In such an investigation, will you just go for one person? You can put everything on the Weah Brown Lasana. Yes, she is the leader. But does it say that the rest of the commissioners and other people over there did not do anything? If the Weah Brown dismissed 25 persons, she shut down the office unilaterally. She created a toxic environment. Does it say the rest of the people, the rest of the commissioners did absolutely nothing? And even if they did, why wouldn't you highlight only the Weah Brown Lasana? Time is running out. Time is running out. Don't live with that illusion that 6 years far. CDC felt that 6 years was long. What happened? They are out. Don't live with that illusion. Every day you're giving the opposition a real opportunity to get you out, and you're going to get out. Because everything you accuse the people of, you're doing a double. Mysterious deaths all over the place. Torture. We have never, since the founding of this country, we never heard of anything called snake chambers at the NSA. We will hear, oh, NSA pick up this person, interrogated this person, and then the next day or two, hear that the person is released. We never heard anything of torture from NSA. Never. It is in the rescue that we're hearing of snakes at NSA. You know what it means? Snakes. And that gives us an understanding that not only snakes over there, but there are other dangerous things there. It is in rescue time that we have heard of that kind of thing. Everybody that heard it, their skin creep. Look, listen to your own man Stanton. When he was talking about that thing, Stanton almost cried. He wanted to leave the show when he heard the guy say snake chamber. And even every day he would bring it out. The snakes at the NSA, the rescue time, we heard it. Me, I can't lie. I saw Ellen Regime. You're going to allow me to see Ellen Regime. We heard of a thing about the NSA, but we never heard about snake chambers. We are king. 6 years, we heard about NSA having XYZ, but we never heard snake chambers. That rescue mission, we heard snake chambers. That rescue mission, that they have snake chambers at NSA. LRB. Then they try to wrap everything that fire burning around the speaker. Instead of accepting their negligence, the people who were manning the place, how is it possible in investigation? This radio station has a security. Assume something happened and the investigators arrive. What question you think they will ask first? Where is the security? Who was on duty? That's the first thing before they go to the other managers and directors. You barricaded that place purposely to protect the majority against the minority. You took siege of the Capitol building ground. You had your men there. You never even show the least professionalism to call your men for why and how. If people manning place, something happen. What is the essence of manning a place? To avoid, to thwart, to take hold of any situation. That's the essence of security. Least to say when you are armed. When you are armed, people are afraid. You have armed men all to that place. Why didn't today one police officer is not called? The same thing they did in Kinjal. And you think that these are not issues to get you out. The only reason why you are excited, you relax, because you are in your second year. If this was third or fourth, you will not be joking the way you're joking. But time flies. Time flies. Just like God said, 1,000 years for your want to be. So you may think that 6 years long, but that just 2 years right there. And you're gone 1 year. You don't get nothing to show. You're in second year. You still causing problem, concentrating on opposition. Everything opposition. Trying to prove or fighting to prove or proving point to the opposition when you ought not to be a proving point. Time going. 2025 will soon expire. We're in January. 2 weeks from now, we're in February. The next thing, March. Then we're talking about the middle of the year. Then 2025 Finish. 2026, the National Elections Commission start preparing for 2029. Sit down. And you say you stupid-idiots? Sit down. All of these things, how is it? Well, how you rescue now? Let's just take a few calls, man. Before then, let's see. Let's get to the dashboard. So that we'll call the winners. Yeah. And then we take few calls, and then we are out of this place for tomorrow. Yeah. We'll just take few calls. Just sit down. I think time waiting for you. Time not waiting for you. No time waiting for you. No time waiting for you. The only thing, CDC has to be very proactive too. Yeah. It has to be very, very proactive. Very, very proactive. If CDC must make a comeback, must turn setback into a comeback, they have to be very proactive. Very proactive. If they continue to sit like Mumu, forget it, they will lose 2029. No better time to start than now. No better time to start than now. If you ask God, God will tell you the same thing. You're sitting there, you're ale Mumu, you're relaxed. You ain't doing anything, you people, not proactive, not aggressive. The people will win 2029 again. Already the people preparing for 2029. Jeremiah Kun wants to be president. Boycott might not go 2029. Boycott might not go. I'm not saying the president will not run. I'm saying he might not run. And the man who sees himself as the next person, Jeremiah Kun, that is why he's doing everything he has laid before Boycott. He at Boycott feet. He praises Boycott a lot. He just feels that he has received the assurance from Unity Party that he is the next stand-up bearer. He does not know that Gafuan there are other names of Unity Party, and he has not come to the realization that Unity Party can carry him as president or presidential candidate 2029. He knows under no condition. So that thing that he did, he left Prince Johnson party. The man, hey God. Yeah, one thing but that thing it can really pin me. You know that all that thing that man was doing, the vice president was doing, you know that was fun, it was joke. You know that consciously he was saying those things, but he wasn't comfortable inside. He left the man party. The man who groomed you, who brought you up according to you, and you said that the man promised to make you president. The man find himself in a difficult situation between the rock and the hard place. The man goes to you and said, my colleagues have signed a resolution. I need an understanding. I came to you to help me out, to help a father out, to help a political godfather out, to help a biological father out. By giving me a solution, he threw 5,000 in a man's face and said, go look for a lawyer. From that day, Prince Johnson, pressure increased again. Forget about the media bombardment. Prince Johnson was not really moved by the media bombardment. No. Prince Johnson in his war days got used to the media. Then when he became politician, it was just added impetus. The media curiosity didn't break Prince Johnson down. Prince Johnson faced the media head on. He was comfortable with the media. He braced himself for all of those interviews and reactions and analysis and everything. Prince Johnson actually broke down when his own people started juking him in the back. Nothing broke that man down all through but that resolution. And when he went for safe haven, they gave him a additional stab in the back by throwing 5,000 in his face and say, you are poverty-stricken, you are useless, you need to go on trial. Take the 5,000, go look for a lawyer. What is the essence of having a lawyer? To protect you in court. That is the essence. So what was Jeremiah Kun telling him in essence by that? Say, you need to go on trial. You need to be tried for your act. So since you are poverty-stricken, since you are downtrodden, since you are a peasant, you have 5,000. Take the 5,000, go look for a lawyer, sufficient to get you a lawyer. Imagine the senator leaving, the late senator leaving the VP office. I guess he was crying within himself from that day. Then he goes over the man's body called funeral to describe the man as hero, that you were not convicted of anything. Oh, come on. Tell me. Even Senator can get vexed with that kind of thing. That man won't be president for Unity Party. But I beg you, man. Anyway, we get there. Let's call, let's get the pure money, yeah? I beg you, please give me a late time. I mean, get the people, the poor money. Oh, yeah, God. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I gotta get traffic. I think I made a typical name by say, yeah, at the finish where he say he's speaking, I know that Mano or Gio. So the people. Let's take a few calls, yeah, then we are out. The people, I know what to do here. Let's take a few calls on these. And then we are out. 0772 2399 33 0886 44 97 0777 0877 980375. Just few cards, and then we are out for the day. Busy. Man, I really made fun.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah, yes. How are you, sir?
Good evening.
Yeah, you are on the air, Chief.
Yeah, this is Philip Tamba. I'm calling from Upper Carwell.
Yeah, let's hear you, Philip Tamba.
Sam Andrews, you know, for me, a post here me today when I saw it on Facebook that they are prosecuting, they have ordered the arrest of 7 lawmakers. I don't know what those guys are thinking on. I don't really know.
Well,
so
we need to
pray. Thank you so much.
That is a rumor. That is a rumor, not true at all. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, you are on the air. Lower your radio. Your radio distracting you. Put your radio off. You get the radio loud. You're talking loud. How you are not understanding yourself? Cut the radio off. Hello.
Good afternoon, Andrew. Susie Babu calling you.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, you know, the people got power and say the devil you know is better than the angel you didn't know. When angel come, when he say in the name of Jesus, he will tell you that Jesus said we let go. But when devil come and say in the name of Jesus, devil will run away. So they may choose to be with the angel. The angel carrying him. So
okay.
The angel carrying him. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you call from? Let's hear you. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Thank you, Una. Thank you. Open our eye. Open our brain. Open our ear. The United Party join now. They get boy what pity pata what free pity pata what off. They get project. Any more, any call it woman that they come. Any more, any call it boy that they come. But we see that I want our peace, our part your way. That one, the man is serving our peace. The thing why I say, they 47 hours say yes, that ain't happening. They ask you that. Let the people eat all. All right for them, what we eat. But one our peace. Thank you, Papa.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Woman saying Andrew, I say.
Yeah, I'm good as you are. Let's hear you. Your name and where you come from.
This is you very much for the show.
You say your name? Your name?
Video and hear you. My name is Abraham for the show. Hello?
I'm listening to you.
Okay. Yeah, you see, listen to the man who spoke from the NDR. He said it everything clear that it was on the pressure from the judicial party about the war crime code that killed Prince Johnson. He said when he met him, he said, well, how you see? How he said, well, my time on it, my mission on the eye is over. And initially he said because of the war crime code, the provocation was too much. So you see that?
All right.
It was just clear. The Prince Johnson went to his death unknown to himself, thinking he was going to save him.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
How are you, Chief?
I'm good. I'm good. Let's hear you. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Lamakane. I love your program today. Thank you for informing with the Lebron people. When you come to the war crime code issue, what the Chief Yaya Nimlan said this morning, it's the truth. So long when you come to war crime code, that Loma defensive issue, that we the victim are one of the victims for Lofa. So we are aware Joseph Waka support Loma defense for to kill our people, especially when you come to Kwadu Boni, Madingo, our region. He will involve him and Francois Massacre. So when the time reach, we will come up to tell the Lebron people and the world when they may not appear, a war crime code will not work. They may need to go to appear and will resign to appear. The massacre is due to our people. We say living, someone will not die. So we are aware Joseph Waka support the Loma defense and you're aware. You and Francois Massacre die. Well, you can get account and we are aware, we know. So when you laugh, we'll testify against him. So thank you very much. We'll not die, we'll get the information.
Thank you too. Have a nice Tuesday.
Thank you, brother.
Okay. No war crimes code again. That's the end of a war crimes code. I told you yesterday, the main person at Prince Johnson. You hear people say Prince Johnson, and that's the only person. They get Yaya Nimlan, they get Josh Bullet, they get other people. If you've been following this thing from day one, the focus had always been on Prince Johnson. Hello.
Yeah.
No, Chief. 0777 women line, not for men. Follow English. Yeah, that English you're speaking. You can't be criticizing the people on the other side, and you're doing the same thing. They said we said 0777 980375 for women. Then you call in on it. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, let's hear you.
My name is Prince calling from Congo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we work out. We need to work out. We don't want no excuse this because they were resting mission, but now they excuse mission. So that's the part.
All right, thank you. So you know it, man. It's as simple. The most popular person. I told you yesterday that the man record of atrocity or war record surpassed all the other rebel leaders. You look at Prince Johnson. Above all, the way Prince Johnson, even though some people were saying, oh, Prince Johnson did not kill Doe, but it's gone now. It's gone. It can be reversed. As far as 99.9% of the people know, Prince Johnson killed Doe. So many people wanted Prince Johnson to see Prince Johnson going on trial. They did not want Prince Johnson to die. They wanted Prince Johnson that they should see with their eyeball, just as Yahya Nimle said in that interview not too long. He said, "Bebe," and how the people can say it like, bro, say "Bebe," eyeball to eyeball. That's the man. Everybody. What name George Bulley around here? One last you heard people calling on George Bulley to get on trial or the war crime school to go on George Bulley. One last you heard the Thomas Yahya Nimle man. Wasn't it the funeral? Who you heard calling these people? Everybody focused on the late Senator Prince Johnson. The people don't have much record as compared to Prince Johnson's record. What they saw Prince Johnson do, they have all these people record, but the popular of all, Prince Johnson. The people wanted to see Prince Johnson, that court set up, and Prince Johnson standing up and being tried. That's what the people in this country wanted. But they did not get to see that because Prince Johnson died. The international community, too, look within the international community, what name they were so concerned about. What name? Senator, the late senator. Who all they saw as orchestrating or organizing and executing their plan effectively? Charles Taylor, Prince Johnson. They got on Prince Johnson, on Charles Taylor back. Until today they have Charles Taylor in The Hague, serving 50 years jail sentence. Who Prince Johnson slipped from? Charles Taylor. What names during the 1990 war became dominant on almost all the international media or outlets? Prince Johnson, IMPFL, Charles Taylor, NPFL. Then they will come down to Yolimo K, Yolimo J. These names all were in the international community, but these two, Charles Taylor and Prince Johnson, the only reason they shifted Charles Taylor on, we agreed that Charles Taylor did some things in Sierra Leone, but they used Sierra Leone entire operation because they did not want Liberia to degenerate into another anarchy because it was always already in an anarchy. So they say Charles Taylor committed crimes in Sierra Leone. But Charles Taylor committed more heinous crime in this country than you think. Charles Taylor only traded. Charles Taylor aided. He supported. Charles Taylor did a number. The killings that Charles Taylor did in this country is unprecedented. But because they did not want the country, since Charles Taylor had all his men all around, so they switched it, the international community switched it. They say crimes allegedly committed in Sierra Leone. And then they convicted him of that. Charles Taylor goes in jail. What's the next dominant name? Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson. All that thing they were doing about the war crimes code days, war crime code that, doing the other one, that other one. Prince Johnson. With the death of Prince Johnson, that war crimes code, the zeal for it has gone cold. The zeal for it has gone cold. You will not see that fervency. You will not see that zeal prior to Prince Johnson's death. No. As far as the people concerned, Prince Johnson died. No name this country held onto, wanted to see on trial in terms of importance than Prince Johnson. Set up that code now. Or just go around, do a sample call for talk about Thomas Yahya Nimle, George Bulley, and the rest of the people. See, get a reaction. The people will respond to you faintly. Oh, now get time. They didn't even want to talk to you. If Prince Johnson was still alive, and you did a sample, 9 from 10, 9 out of 10 will tell you want to see that man on trial, and that's what the people wanted. So with his passing, I can tell you, as I'm telling you, that's the end of that war crimes code. That's that money that the people receive for setting up and other things that they end. That end of it, yeah. They will tell you, oh, war crime code, and Unity Party people are posting the death of Prince Johnson. Does that mean the war crimes code will not come to Liberia? It will still come. There are other people. Yeah, that is a big LIE. They only say that to comfort the rest of the people, but that is the end. This country does not need, man. I see your war crimes code. United Party press chakla. They rush. They weren't far-sighted. Ellen Johnson was far-sighted with this thing. Former President Weah was far-sighted with it. They play around it with leadership for 12 years and 6 years. The rescue that claim to know it all mess everything up. Rushing for small money. Until today, the man gone. Then they went over there. They must say they're paying tribute. What kind of tribute you paying where everything political? You're making fun of the man. You're disgracing the man in his grave. Turn it into a political debate. Reactionary funeral. I can see why Thomas Yaya Nimna would not mince his words.
So every time a presidential candidate came and he would go and say, I will make you president, but I want you to buy me time. He did that with President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and President Sirleaf at the time that there were 15,000 UN soldiers in this country, that she had the opportunity to execute war crime. And she said to him, when you make me president, I will buy you time. And he went from village to village to campaign for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to be president because he wanted time. President Johnson became president and she bought him time for 12 years. People went to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and they said, why aren't you bringing war crime code? He said, look at the country. Nobody is talking about war crime. People are worried about the next daily bread. They worry about their children going to school. They worry about hospitals. So Prince Johnson bought time for 12 years. And when Ellen Johnson left power, President Weah came and his program, Propo, and he went and said, if that is Propo, then I think that's the man I can talk to. I need to buy some time. He went to President Weah and said, I'll make you president. I want to buy time to serve my people. And President Weah said, when you make me president, I will buy you time. He got out into Nima County in Liberia. He campaigned, and President Weah became president. And when the citizens asked President Weah said, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf came here and spent 12 years and did not bring war crime code. I am not bringing war crime code. Senator Johnson enjoyed 6 years building schools and relating to his people. When President Weah time ended, he heard about rescue mission. He said, Weah, I'm not going to support you. I'm going to go to rescue because I want to be rescued. He went to rescue and did more than what he did for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Weah. He produced a vice president and produced a president simultaneously. And it was promised time. But when the time came, the time that was promised him was never given. Senator Johnson was troubled. He called me 10 o'clock in the night. And he said, distinguished. And I said, my brother. Every time he calls me distinguished. And I will respond, say, my brother. What is the problem? He said, I'm troubled. I was promised time. I was not given time. And now we're talking about war crime code. And I said to him, when they touch you, they will touch me. Nobody will prosecute you. He said, are you sure? And I said, go and sleep. The following 2-3 days, he called me. Every week, Senator Johnson will call me 2 or 3 times around 9, 10 o'clock at night. And I was always say to him, you will not be prosecuted.
And let me state this here clearly. That time was the time you signed the resolution for the establishment of War Crown Court. When we heard that you have signed a resolution for the establishment of War Crown Court, Executive Committee member of MTR rushed to your office. They will ask you, Senator, why did you sign this resolution? And you said to us, it's too much. I'm tired of the provocation. I'm tired. You said it to us. You told us, my people were slaughtered and bullets in the 90s. There was no one to talk. But today, Liberian politicians are only everything. Oh, walk back, oh, walk back, oh. If they want to kill me, I will die. The Wichita, the mother of the Wichita, we keep together to attend your program. We saw you, your body was dropped. We asked you, we said, Senator, why are you reducing the days? And then you told us, you said, my mission on earth is over. My mission on earth is over. You people should be brave. Senator, we are not satisfied. You die for pressure. You die for pressure on War Crown Court. Our Father, we say, may your soul rest in peace. We are here. Your struggle never go in vain. We are. They had up too much. Thank you, may God bless all of us.
Yeah. But there wasn't a cause of death medically. The former chief medical officer of Liberia, she said when they arrived at the Hope of Women Hospital, the senator was already dead. From that time till now, his political godson and the wife and other people have not said anything as to the cause of death. It just ended in that political stuff. So we can conclude that truly he died of pressure, because no cause of death was given. At the funeral, it wasn't stated the cause of death. No, nothing of such. So truly he died of pressure, and pressure kills. One of the things you want to avoid is pressure. And pressure comes from nothing but tension. If you are being bombarded by something every day, or you just can't figure out when you find yourself in a difficult situation, how to wrap your head around it to get solution, you think a lot about it, you worry a lot, or how to find a solution. And once it reaches a certain point, because it is not biological, no, it is purely psychological. Pressure is not biological. Pressure is everything the mind. Once the mind is unsettled, once the mind reaches the point of depression, it gives rise to pressure. And if nothing is done to minimize that tension, it puts the person off. It cuts, the switch goes off. He was bombarded every day. And then he sought guidance and comfort, but he didn't. Listen, had the vice president, who called himself God's son to Prince Johnson, just spoken to him in a calm manner, giving him assurance that what you hear is not the reality. It's not going to go that way. They signed a resolution But it doesn't say you're going to go on trial. Relax yourself, Senator. You're not going to go on trial. Forget about that resolution they signed. They know why they signed it. You have my support. You have my backing. Trust me. Relax yourself. I want you to go home and relax. Listen, if he has spoken to Senator Johnson that way, with the already pressure from other things, it will have killed that pressure that the senator had from other situations. He will have gone home and nothing will have happened. But from that day, the vice president threw 5,000 in his face with the instruction, go and look for a lawyer. That man went home worrying and worrying and worrying. He couldn't sleep good. And the pressure took over. Listen to what the doctor said. They must have delay in getting him from the house. So the people at the house too felt that when he fell, they felt that it was a minor thing. They could just do the home medication. So they delay. Because the woman said the man had died before they reached at the hospital, after she did all her medical examination. No war crimes code again. No war crimes code. That is the end. The impetus for the war crimes code, or the person who was saying as the impetus, that person he's not a person, he died. He died. It will not have any fervency, any zeal post Prince Johnson. And we watch it. You will see. It will not have any. People weak. When the barman dies, the show ends. Nothing there again. Nothing. When the barman dies, do you see the people go after another person again? No. Everybody weak. Everybody go back to their respective places because the barman died. Who there to kill again? Who there to put on trial? It will be like this until all these guys go. That's how it will be. I see you. That's it. Thanks ever so much for being with us. The news is on at 6. And at 8, face the issues with AB. You don't want to miss it. Thank you ever so much. I'm Sam Andrews. This is how we go home. No better way we can go home but this way.